Do you ever feel like you're throwing money at your debt every single month, but nothing's really changing? Almost like you're stuck on a treadmill, running but not going anywhere? What if I told you there's a simple strategy to help you pay off your debt way faster without needing to get a raise or a second job? Today we're going to talk about the power of the debt snowball method using a real example from a client that I've worked with. And you'll get to see this client's real custom debt snowball spreadsheet that I made for them and the difference between making the minimum payments and applying the debt snowball method to get out of debt faster. Let's be real, debt can be super stressful. I remember when I got married, we had over $100,000 of debt on 2 teacher salaries. And we knew that paying the minimum payments wasn't going to get us debt-free fast enough to be able to start a family and achieve some of the goals that we wanted to. So we got to work, made our own debt snowball spreadsheet so that we could get out of debt faster than just making the minimum payments. So now let's take a look at the customized debt snowball spreadsheet that I made for this client. So you can see here that this client has 9 debts and they total to almost $38,000. So let's see how fast this client will get out of debt if they only make the minimum payments on this $38,000 of debt. They will not be debt-free until June of 2039. That's 14 years from the time of making this video. Remember back at the beginning of this video, we talked about running on a treadmill and not going anywhere? Taking 14 years to pay off $38,000 worth of debt feels like you're throwing money at your debt, but nothing's really changing. While some of these debts may not seem to be that big, they have some pretty high interest rates. And when you have high interest rate debt, it takes a lot longer to pay that off. Now we're going to take a look at how the debt snowball method can accelerate this debt repayment and cut years off of this person's debt. When I make a customized debt snowball spreadsheet for somebody, I like to make it as easy to follow as possible. I put in all the formulas, I put in all of the directions on which debts to pay off next, based off of testing which one gets them out of the debt the fastest. So you can see here, it is the same amount of debt, almost $38,000 of debt, 9 debts, everything is the same. The only difference that is being made is once a debt gets paid off, that minimum payment is being applied to the next smallest debt. We can see that in October of 2025, this person pays off 2 debts at the same time, and these instructions say to now add that to debt 3, making that minimum payment from $63 to $403. It only takes a couple months, and now we're adding that $403 to debt 4, making that $446, and so on and so forth until all these debts are paid off. So remember, making the minimum payments, this person was debt-free in June of 2039. Now with the debt snowball method, their new debt-free date is going to be July of 2028. That's 11 years faster than making the minimum payments. And the cool thing is the amount of money that this client was putting towards their debt didn't change throughout this process. It was just paid off more strategically and efficient by rolling a minimum payment into the next debt until they were completely debt-free. And then lastly, as a bonus to my clients, I put in an extra scenario of what if you had an extra $100 every single month to dedicate towards your debt repayment? How much faster could they actually get out of debt? So I included this tab here, and again, I just added that $100 right at the beginning to see what kind of difference that would make in the long run of paying off this debt. And we're just going to scroll to the end. This person is now going to, with an extra $100 a month, get debt-free in March of 2028. Compared to July of 2028. And you might think that's not that big of a difference. It isn't that many months. But when you look at how much this person is dedicating towards debt a month, we're looking at now $1,500. That's $1,500 that they get back for April, May, and June. So that's $4,500 that they weren't paying in debt that they could apply to any of their other savings goals rather than being obligated to pay it towards their debt. Now, if you want to try the debt snowball method yourself, I've got free resources down in the description, including a free debt snowball template download where you can plug in all these numbers to yourself. I've got video tutorials that will walk you through beginning to end how to make a debt snowball spreadsheet just like this one, either in Google Sheets or Excel. But if spreadsheets and all these formulas aren't your thing, or you'd rather just skip the hassle of making this yourself, I do offer a personalized service where I will just make a customized debt snowball spreadsheet for you that reflects your exact debts and payments. And the link for that is down in the description. Now that you've seen exactly how powerful the debt snowball method is for paying off debt faster than the minimum payments, watch this video next to see how you can make your own debt snowball spreadsheet in either Google Sheets or Excel.